Hi, I'm Gary DUffey, and welcome to our first episode of Trash Talk. Today I have an interesting guest. His name is Eric Tucker.
Hello.
Eric, go ahead and tell us your job title.
I'm the technical director for Prospect Theater Project and the front man for Junk Pistol.
All right. As we go along, I'll be asking him questions as we pick up trash in our environment. All right, stay tuned. All right, so Eric, what led you into working in theater?
I got into it in high school. One of my best friends at the time was one of the main actors at my school, and he got me into showing up to check it out, and I started doing the tech stuff.
Well, about what age do you think that was in high school?
17.
So 17 years old, all right.
Somebody's been out here killing vampires, look at that. 17, and then so I did a couple shows with the tech guys that were already there, and most of them were seniors, and they graduated, and then all of a sudden I was the only tech kid left, and
nice.
It all just kind of got dumped on me, and I got tasked with a whole bunch of weird things I'd never done before that were kind of weird and a little hard, but super fun. And
what kind of things were they having you do?
I had to build the whole set, pretty much lead building that, having done it twice before and not even really helping build it, just helping push it around.
So you're having to make up stuff as you go along. This is what I think I'm supposed to be doing.
Yep, and it all worked out. It worked out great. None of it fell apart. Nobody died. It looked like it was supposed to. So I figured I did my job well enough for somebody that didn't know what they were doing.
Oh my goodness. And so how many people do you think came to that production?
Pretty good bit. I remember those shows sold out each night just because it was super fun, silly show.
Yeah. So that'd be a little stressful though. I mean, here
it was definitely stressful.
Oh my God,
being
all
like,
these people are coming and it's up to me.
And just being like, hey, you know tech, right? That's what the teacher at the time told me. Like, yeah. All right, well, you're in charge of the tech stuff. I'm like, I've only done this once or twice before. He's like, no, you'll be fine. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. No, you'll be fine. Go ahead. And he pushed me into it, and here I am.
Yeah,
still doing it.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about fire codes or anything.
No, it was just high school. It didn't matter. It was the Midwest. Nobody cared. Little town in Indiana.
Oh, so this is in Indiana?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Good old Brownsburg, Indiana.
Oh my gosh. So, and then you came out here, huh?
Louisiana for a few years, and then out here.
Did you do any building in Louisiana?
Not too much theater work. No, I was mostly doing retail for a while, and then once I moved back out here, I took a theater class and remembered why I loved it.
Yeah.
And met a guy named Kevin Saunders, and never turned back. He taught me a lot, got me reignited my passion for it.
Shoot. Jeez, trying to do an interview. The guy.
Maybe this is his steak that I found. Maybe that's what he's asking for. He's got to go slay vampires.
Maybe that's what the guy's doing. He took his steak. Now he's in trouble. So was it the JC that you were taking a class?
Yeah, I was here in town at the junior college.
All right.
They kind of were transitioning too, just like my high school was when I got flung into it. And their old tech teacher guys were leaving, and Kevin Saunders.
Kevin Saunders. Yeah.
I was again one of the few all the time there tech students, so I got to spend a lot of time with Kevin and Don Evans, the guy he was working with at the time.
I don't know Don, but I met Kevin. Kevin's a nice guy.
Yeah, and they're super awesome. They're super awesome. They're super fun.
Yeah.
Like a really positive environment to learn in. Kevin and Don taught me so much and like nurtured me a lot and made me feel okay making up my own ideas of how to do things.
Yeah.
Which is perfect for theater. Well, you
you and I.
How many times do we have to take something and do something it was never intended to do, but do it safely?
Every day.
All the time.
Every day.
And so them just letting me let my own brain go before they try to tell me, hey, that's not right. Help me learn the tricks along the way, how you can mess things up, but it still be okay if you do it right.
Happy accidents.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
most of our job is happy accidents.
I think it is. Oh, how do I make this look not like a mistake?
Man, I'm trying to make this thing. Oh wait, that kind of looks like. How did I do that? Okay, let's see what I'm doing.
Oh man, yeah. I think back when we were actually doing Mary Poppins, which was the show from hell.
Oh yeah.
For reasons I won't name. I won't name names.
Those who shall not be named.
Yes, I think those people are actually gone now. Thank God.
Yes.
But anyways,
that was a time.
Here's $5,000. Make us a show that looks like 20,000. and on top of that, do more.
Okay, can I cover it glitter? Would be good.
Yeah. Let's put glitter on that. Well, we're not Mike. There's some interesting characters out here. I think they think our name is Mike right now.
Maybe they're probably mad that I stole their vampire shanker.
That could be.
How you supposed to shiv a vampire if somebody steals your steak?
We're gonna pause for a second. So we were talking until we got done being called Mike from somebody. And
Still not sure if I'm Mike or you're Mike or maybe we're both Mike.
I'm not sure. Maybe he's telling me to get a mic. I don't know.
Oh, he can't hear us. That's what it is.
That's what it is. So as we were kind of talking off camera, the Gallo Center here in town, you actually opened the Gallo Center. You were part of the opening of this.
Yes. Me and a few of the other local techs, we were the original crew there. We've been there, or we were there a little bit before the stage was even.
Oh, wow.
Empty concrete slab first time we went in there. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And so you were there for a number of years.
Yeah, almost a decade actually.
Okay. And gosh, so how many shows do you think you would have gone through? 1,000 maybe?
In a decade? Honestly, I'd say doing no less than 100 shows a year minimum.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
100 shows a year.
Yeah.
So at least 1,000 shows.
At least 1,000 shows your hands have touched going through the Gallo. And now you are over in Stockton at what theater is that again?
I'm up at the Bob Hope Theater.
Theater.
I'm in town still doing like plays, building sets for Prospect Theater Project downtown.
See, this guy, he's everywhere, and I'm gonna have trouble keeping up with everywhere you're working, I think.
But I'm also the lighting director for the Bob Hope Theater up in Stockton, which is another awesome theater.
Yeah.
It's an old Fox theater from 1933.
Okay.
Super gorgeous. I love that building. I love that
1933. So
1933.
I haven't been in there, but what I'll do is I'll try to find a picture of it and slap it on this cast.
You know, it's the old theaters when they were still doing all the fancy ornate finish work on them. So it's got all the crazy ceiling and the proscenium's got lots of detail, and there's faces hidden in all the swirls and scrolls all over.
Oh my God!
It's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But I guess because in a lot of the old theaters, they would put a lot of faces in the artwork and finish work for the building.
Right.
Because of superstition and people being afraid of ghosts and always thinking larger buildings could trap more ghosts.
Yeah.
So they would put faces hidden in all the architecture to confuse the ghosts, so they would leave the patrons alone. So a lot of old theaters, you'll see random faces just all over hidden in the decorative architecture.
Oh my God! Yes, I'm going to look for a picture of this, and I will post this picture for anyone watching to view of this theater. So, in total, how many years have you actually been in theater?
So I started when I was 17.
Yeah.
And then when I was living in Louisiana, I just did retail for a few years. And then got back into it when I moved back here. So not counting the 3 or 4 year break I took, 20 years now.
20 years.
20 years.
20 years. And this is why the guy runs things. He knows what he's doing.
I don't know about that, but I'm at least good at pretending like I know what I'm doing.
He does. We've worked on at least 2 shows, I think, together.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, no, he knows what he's doing. Yes.
I'm at least good at making up what I'm doing, which is a good part of the job.
Hey, nobody's gotten killed, no fires, nothing. We've done fine. Actually, everything was legal and everything was done right.
To be there.
Yeah. We constantly modifying things when you're building sets. The director will, can you change that? No, but okay.
I can't, but I'll put it on the list.
Right. So Eric, you've been around for 20 years, so you've seen a lot of people go through the theater. Is there any celebrities in your mind that stands out, good or bad? Like maybe some celebrities came through were like totally awesome, and maybe some came through and you're like, this guy is a complete asshole.
Yeah, you know, most of the negative experiences really are more not that really stand out-ish.
Yeah.
I guess the stories aren't as cool as
Who is it?
Having to deal with it was this. Anytime I've dealt with a negative artist.
Oh, okay.
The stories usually aren't all that great.
Yeah.
Go get your button listener.
Yeah.
But some good ones are one night I was working at the theater and I was going down to do whatever report I had, walking past the other theater, and Smokey Robinson was playing that night. He had just come out of his dressing room and was leaving and walked by me, and he stopped and he turned back around to come up and thank me for helping out that night. So like I got to meet Smokey Robinson and shake his hand. He thanked me for doing my job.
Yeah.
I told him, oh yeah, no problem, my pleasure. And he walked away and waved and smiled. And then I walked back onto the stage that he had just performed on and told all the guys that were working, I'm like, hey, I wasn't over here working with you tonight, but I just walked past Smokey and he thanked me for your good job. And I told him thanks and I took all the credit. Don't worry.
Oh, man.
So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I've got to meet Chris Christopherson a couple times. That's probably
now I've heard one of these stories.
Yeah, that's.
And I don't know if you could repeat the story or not, but his wife yelled at him to get in back of the car.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. He is the coolest guy. I mean, he is by far the coolest and chillest celebrity I have ever met. He was doing a show in town. It was a benefit show for I can't remember which camp, but a local underprivileged youth camp. Flew himself and his family out here from their home in Maui to play for free.
Wow.
And he talked to me for a few minutes before he went out. Just really humble, down to earth guy. You know, he's just another person, and that's the way he feels about it too. At the end of the show, he tipped me, the audio guy, and the lighting guy each $100 out of his pocket.
Oh my gosh! I don't remember hearing this part.
He's
oh
playing
my goodness.
for free, and he paid us already to do our jobs we were already getting paid to do.
Yeah.
You know, we all got autographed set lists. He each gave us an autographed copy of his new album that was about to come out.
So the album hadn't even dropped yet?
Not yet. It was coming out like the next week or something.
Oh.
And then he had, we decided to help him walk out to his car just because there was only one security guard. And he was so nice to us, we wanted to help out.
Yeah.
And we get out there, there's a crowd of 16 to 18 people, which was a lot for the back of this theater. And he's like, hey honey, is everything packed up? Yeah, I think so. He's like, I'll be right back. And he walks straight to the group of people, starts talking to them, taking pictures, autographs, make sure everybody that wants one gets a picture and an autograph, gives everyone hugs.
Maybe I just don't hear about it, but you don't, that sounds unique to me.
Yeah, it doesn't happen as often as you would hope. It's usually the older cats, some of the younger cats too, but it's always super awesome when it does. Like, he met all the fans. There was one guy handed him a disc from the edge of the stage at the end of the show. He's like, hey, I handed you that disc. He's like, oh, is it your demo or something? He's like, no, I'm writing a movie. I was hoping maybe you'd be in it. That's the trailer for what I got now. But, you know, can I send you a script or something? Do you have an address I can send you the script? He's like, oh, yeah, I'd be interested in, hold on, I'll be right back. And so he walks over to the car that his wife, and who's also his manager, is waiting for him in.
Yeah.
So, hey, honey, this guy wants me to send me a script or something. Can I give him our home address? And I just hear her voice from inside the car go, what? Hell no, Chris, get in the car. Well, yeah, just without even thinking about it, he was just more than happy to give this guy his home address, to send him a script, to potentially be in his independent local film. Like, he was just down. He's just a really cool guy that's down to help people out. Like, super nice, super refreshing. It's one of those moments I always remember because it helps me remember why I love my job so much. Because of people exactly like him.
Yes.
It's super awesome. It's so great.
Yes, people can make or break your good
just
time.
when they're super happy or respectful, like Damien Rucker, you know, the Hootie.
Oh, okay, yes.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes.
I worked his show one night, and he walked off stage, walked past. I was rigging that night, and me and all the other riggers were standing there getting ready to go work. He walks past our group, stops, comes back, and asks us, hey, are you guys local hands? Yeah, we're the rigging crew. So, okay, great. Stops and shakes every single one of our hands and individually thanks us for showing up and doing our job tonight. And I guess that he does that every stop he goes to, every single night, to every crew member that he comes across, which is, again, awesome to hear.
Yeah.
The artists respect us as much as we respect them. It's super great.
Yeah,
it's very refreshing.
Without you guys, there just might not be a show.
Or at least not as fun of a show.
Right.
They can still play.
And the fact that he knows this says a lot.
Right. It's great. It's always awesome to have the people that you're doing this for respect what you're doing for them.
Right.
Hey, Brett! Oh, not us. We're Mike.
No, we're not. We're Mike. We're not Rick. Jeez.
I got to meet a member of Wu-Tang Clan a couple days ago.
Yeah, so explain this one. I heard this story a few
I had
minutes
this
ago.
audio console I've been trying to sell for a little while, and a guy hit me up. I had it on Craigslist, I think. Took it out to his little school, his little DJ school. We're talking about it and finally agree on a price. And go to shake on it. I just been telling him how I used to work on the reggae festival circuit for a couple of years. So, oh, I didn't know you did music too, so you know Wu-Tang? I'm like, yeah, I know Wu-Tang. He's like, oh, well, you pretty much just sold this console to them. I'm the DJ. And it turned out it was DJ Symphony from Wu-Tang Clan. I was like, okay, wasn't expecting that, but that's pretty awesome. Even more happier to be selling this to you.
All right, I'm gonna cut. There's somebody at the bank parking lot, and I don't want to seem like a creeper.
Yeah, much about my job in old buildings that I forget is as interesting as it is because I'm just always around it.
Right. Well, you're always there. So far, these are 5-gallon buckets. We've got about
Third?
yeah,
I'm about a third on mine.
and about 7
I got
gallons
about
of trash.
smaller stuff.
Yeah, found a shotgun shell over there. We'll have to report that in a while. But I got a feeling we're gonna come over there at some point and find some needles because that's normally where they're at. Anyways, to get back to the interview, he works, as we mentioned earlier, about the Bob Hope Theater, which is an older theater. But we're actually going to talk more about the interesting aspects of this theater and what they have to offer people wanting to come through. Now, I know it's a 2,000 seat house, right?
Right about 2,000 seats, yep.
Yeah. And it was built in
1933.
1933. Has some of the original decor in there. I'd assume the seats aren't original.
No, we do have an original seat on display.
No kidding.
I guess the theater sat dilapidated for a while. A private owner bought it and then donated it to the city if they renovated it.
Oh my goodness.
Which is when it became the Bob Hope Theater instead of the Fox Theater.
All right.
I think it was one of the Spanos who I guess do a lot around the city of Stockton still.
Okay.
Whichever Spanos it was friends with Bob Hope and just really adored
So
Bob
he
Hope
honestly
and
knew
said-
Bob Hope.
Yeah, from what I've heard, I don't know him, so I don't know what the full story is. But what
Right.
everyone's told me, he knew Bob Hope, donated the theater to the city under conditions that they renovate it and that they rename it Bob Hope Theater after his friend. So they did. They renovated it, restored it to how it looked. So it's not the original work in there, but it looks the exact same.
Okay.
And then I think the chairs came from another theater of the same era, so they're not quite the same chairs.
Right. But they're almost look-alike then, yeah?
Yeah. The original stage is still there underneath the current stage. They just put better sheet lumber on top of it.
Yeah, well, from the 30s, I would think that lower stage is pretty much done. It need to be
You'd be surprised.
Yeah?
If you go in the basement underneath, which is where the dressing rooms and stuff are, you can actually look up and see the planks of the old stage underneath. And
They're not full of holes and cork?
They're still there. They're still sturdy. They're still great.
Oh my goodness.
They were probably pitted and splintered and stuff on top, which is why they relayered it.
Right.
But underneath, it's still strong.
Structurally
and sturdy,
still strong.
Yeah. There's a bunch of great stuff in there. They still have the original carbon arc source projector. I think it's carbon arc for the original projector films, the old school one where you had to get the actual ventilation system to take all the exhaust out to the roof.
Now, is this carbon arc system on display or is it?
No, it's still in the projection booth.
It is in the projection
It's still
booth.
there, still functional. There's a group, Friends of the Fox, that does classic movies once a month.
Now, do they run the carbon arc?
There's
projector,
their MC, and I know he has a lot more to do with that than just their MC, but I don't know what his full capacity is. His name's Matthias. I can't remember his last name. Hey, Matthias, really cool guy.
All right.
He knows a lot about just film and projection in general, so he'll boot up the old projector from time to time, and we actually still have some of the old reels in the reel storage right behind it. There's some 1940s something video reel of when, before it was too easy for people to travel the world, they would just do films.
Right, in this big canisters.
Of Germany or whatever. So this is a tour, a virtual tour of Germany pretty much on film. Because if you can't go to Germany, you just go down to the movie theater and watch the video tour of Germany.
Right.
And they still got a couple of those reels stashed in the projection booth, so he'll play one of those every so often. It's really cool and fun to see. And surprisingly, they're still in pretty good condition. Not too many holes or pits when he's playing.
It would be nice if somebody could get those to copy over to digital, just so they're there forever, because it makes me wonder just how collectible something like that might be.
Right, even just for the historic value. It's really neat.
Correct.
It's really
neat.
It's
not a monetary value. It's just about the historic value.
And it's just cool to see those things, you know, because like you hear about them, but until you see it, you never realize how much of a thing this actually used to be.
Yeah. So, you were talking about the Friends of the Fox. Now, this is a group of people who have a old movie night there?
It's they're a non-profit organization in Stockton, and once a month they'll do a classic movie night. And it's usually a lot more fun movies too. Like we just did Star Wars a couple weeks ago. A couple months ago. They just did Bullet a couple weeks ago, which was awesome, seeing the sweet chase scene through the streets of San Francisco. They could never film that today.
No.
Too many cars everywhere.
No, not happening.
What is it? We're doing Beetlejuice in October. That should be super fun, watching Beetlejuice on the big screen. So they did Princess Bride.
I actually may go for Beetlejuice. I have never seen that on the big screen,
cool
and I would like to see that on the big screen.
And I think they usually only charge about $8 a person.
Around $8.
$4 if you're a student.
Yeah, I think I'll go up there and see that.
Yeah, it's just awesome to see in the old vaudeville style theater on the big screen. You can come interview too. You got more room. Help us pick up trash.
Gosh, is there anything else about that theater?
Lots of things. They still have the original marquee from when it was the Fox Theater. It's actually on display upstairs.
So the reason they call it Friends of the Fox
is because it was originally a Fox
Theater. Yeah. Okay, and then it converted over to Bob Hope when the city took it over, right?
Right, after the renovation.
I understand. Okay.
So then the Fox is it's a series of theaters all around California. I know there's a Fox in Oakland. There used to be a Fox in I think all the major cities, at least on the West Coast.
Okay.
Some of them have fallen into disrepair, and so I think a couple maybe got demolished. Some of them are still running. Some have been renovated and been running again. But it used to be a Fox theater, which is super awesome.
Well, I'll try to post pictures of some Fox theaters when this goes into editing today.
Okay, great.
And we'll see if we can't, put some pictures to the names.
Yeah, Fox theaters are all gorgeous.
Yeah, and I'll put the Bob Hope address and all that up on here too, so people can actually go to their website and see what's going on at Bob Hope
Check
Theater.
out Friends of the Fox, because they do awesome movies, and more people should come see them.
Yeah. Now you're talking also something about a laser something. I feel like an idiot because I'm not saying it correctly. I don't know. A laser. Maybe I'm mistaken.
What was it in reference to? Oh, they have a laser projector.
Yes.
Yeah. So Friends of the Fox, they also have a current modern projector that they actually use for the movies.
Got it.
So it's just some digital laser projector, high quality standard thing you'd have in a movie theater.
Yeah. So they're up to date is what we're getting at here.
Yeah, they actually just got that I think like a year, maybe 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
It's still pretty new. I think it was just about a year ago. It's still pretty new. They were super excited to get it.
Yeah.
So, but it's still awesome that the old projector is still in there, and they still fire it on, like not usually for public, just when they're playing around to show somebody new. And
that it
we
works.
Get to see it because we're already there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, they actually they still have the original organ system.
What?
In the theater too.
Like piped? Oh my goodness.
Well, pipes and like tambourines and just all the different pieces. So for the movies.
Right.
So the guy, when they still had the silent films, the organ player, they would do the music and they would do the sound effects and the car horn and everything would all be played on the organ because there was no audio that came with the film.
Yeah.
So they still have the organ. I don't think it's the original organ console, which is the keyboard part. That one I think came from a different theater. But it is all the original organ itself in the building, and so they have an organist that comes in and plays that every time they do the classic movies for a little bit. So that's super awesome to have in there. So
Yeah.
we have to raise it up from the orchestra pit from below it because it sinks completely down into the ground about
So
10 feet.
it goes down into the pit.
Yeah, it goes like 10 feet down into the ground, and we got to bring it out and set it up every classic movie day for them.
Oh
It's
my
so
God.
cool. It's really neat.
So besides that, does this theater actually have other traps and things?
No, not really.
No?
No, not really.
Okay.
There's under the stage, the green room area, the kind of like food area is all directly under the stage. So I was saying you can look up at the ceiling and see the original stage showing through, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no trap doors or anything that come out of it.
Okay. Is it a dead hung theater or? Is it...
Oh no, they do have a fly system.
Okay.
So they have pipes, the battens that can each hold I think 1,800 pounds apiece.
So live performances are coming through there. You guys have all sorts of crazy stuff coming through there then.
And then it used to be what they call a hemp line system.
Yes.
Which is the yellow hemp ropes.
Right.
With a lot of people when they go into theaters expect to see the sandbags hanging over your head everywhere.
Yeah.
But they don't really do that anymore because of the modern fly systems. But those are called hemp line systems. And some theaters still use them. Those are a lot more versatile because you can put them wherever you want. But they also have a little more room for error.
Yeah.
So those have often been taken out, which is why when people go into a theater expecting to see sandbags hanging up, which is why you don't, because they changed that old system in most places for a newer one.
I've never seen one. I've done like 30 shows, but I've only been to like 4 theaters.
Yeah, I've never seen one. I've never gotten to work with one, which I've always wanted to, just because it's something different I haven't done before. And it's the way they used to do it.
Yeah, I want to geek out and see one.
A lot of that older stuff is really cool.
Yeah. Huh. All right, so I'll post it with Bob Hope Theater and all that good stuff. So another thing I'm interested in, and I think a few other people would be too, is so you are in a band.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's hear about this.
The lead singer of a band called Junk Pistol, blues rock kind of sound. Unfortunately don't get to play as often as I'd like, but we still play shows around from time to time. It's mostly me and my buddy Ray Sheen. Started with him and our friend Emily and our buddy Josh Hedrick, just us jamming in his garage for years, having a good time with it.
Now, is there anywhere online they can hear you guys?
Yeah, we got a Facebook page.
Right.
I can't remember the address, but if you look up Junk Pistol, I think we're the only thing that comes up. So you can find it on there. A few clips from our live performances that people have recorded for us.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll put a link to the Junk Pistol here on this, and they can find the Facebook link that way as well.
Great.
So, at any point, have you actually thought about maybe doing your own production or opening your own production company?
I have actually. I've had my own production company a while ago now, a little over a decade.
Okay.
Me and a couple friends helped a buddy out with a project that led to us accidentally starting our own production company. We did a few plays. They were all locally written. Everything was, local community stuff.
Right, but that's kind of like the norm around here.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. Just a bunch of college kids.
So with these productions, I mean, did you actually build the production yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do too much set wise when I was still with the company. Minor things, and I was really the only. Well, me and my two friends that started it were actually the only ones that really had any more than just a hobbyist background in it.
Right.
So a lot of it fell on us, which was fine because we loved doing it anyway.
Yeah.
But it was great because we just got to have our hands in every part of it. I got to be in, we did what did we call it? It was kind of a showcase show. We had 6 short comedy plays that we showcased all together, and I got to have my hand in all of them, not directly affecting them, but just being there, building their set for them, making sure that everything was organized together for them, and it's just a lot of fun. A lot to juggle. A lot to juggle.
Yeah, having your own company will keep you up at night.
We were having so much fun doing it, we didn't even realize how much work it was until it piled up one day. But even then, just a bunch you tackle it and knock it out. It was great. We had a lot of fun doing it.
Shoot.
It was a cool little renegade thing we were doing for a while.
Right. Would you ever think about going back into doing that?
I've thought about it. I tried with a couple friends a few years back to do something somewhat similar, but just time constraints, it's hard.
Yes.
It's hard to start off a new project that takes time and or money.
Yes.
Especially one that isn't, unfortunately, helping pay those bills back. So,
right.
Adulting time
Yeah,
constraints.
yeah.
all
When you
that.
have your own job,
Right.
and having to start a whole nother life is hard.
Yeah, now with kids, if I dedicate the time to that, I'd have to take it away from them.
Right.
Maybe I'll just wait till they're older and start it again and make them do half the work for me.
Yeah. Actually.
It'd work. My little girl, she pretty much grew up on the stage, and she loves being on the stage, and she's an actress.
Oh my goodness.
Her,
I didn't know this.
Yeah, well, her uncle is the artistic director and technical director for a playhouse around here, and she's actually helped him out backstage before. She's only 8, but
Yeah.
she's helped him out backstage before, and she loved it. And she just loves everything about theater and performance, and she loves when everybody's paying attention to her. So she loves acting.
Yeah, and theater's a magic place.
It really is.
So much crap is going on at once, and it all is for the same purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
Yeah, and it really takes everybody. It doesn't matter if it's a music show or if it's a play or a musical or a magic show. A magician. People don't understand with the magic shows a lot how much it takes everybody doing their job for everything to pay off. The culmination of the product we're trying to create, the art we're trying to put out there. It takes everyone doing their part too.
Yeah.
You can't do it with just one person trying to strong arm the rest of it and still come out wholehearted,
Yeah, it'll look definitely half-ass.
That's super awesome. And I miss doing it. I wish I had the time, but unfortunately I'm not a college kid anymore with so much free time. But at the same time, I do get to stay invested still in other people's projects
Yeah.
they're doing, which is nice. That's one thing I love about being a technical director for Prospect Theater Project, is that came about of me volunteering for 8 years, I think, almost. They couldn't get rid of me, and then when work picked up and I had to step out for a little while, and they asked me if I had time in my schedule to come back and be the technical director for pay officially. That worked out great. It gave me the excuse I needed to dedicate more time there. And unfortunately, it came down to the pay, but I get paid to do something and be somewhere that I adore being, and there's not really many other places I would rather be over that place.
Yeah.
We just have a lot of fun down there. It's such a great environment.
You're actually living the dream, I think.
I am. I feel really, really fortunate because most of my work, it still feels like I'm just playing.
Right.
Like even the days that I have to work, sometimes I'll have really long 16-hour days, but even at the end of those, you drive away feeling satisfied with what you did. Like it's still worth it every single day. Even the shittiest of days are just going to be good days to joke about later.
Yeah, I understand that completely. I know a few shows I've worked on where
we've suffered through a few crappy shows together.
Yeah,
We joke about them now.
there's been some psychos that we've kind of worked for. I'll just say that word.
Yeah.
In that cases.
Yeah, that is a good word. To put it nicely.
It's hard not to use names, but maybe once these people pass away.
Yeah. Once they're dead, we will speak ill of them.
Let me put it like this, though. Not horrible people at all. Just people that just should not be in the position that they're in at all.
Some people are not as knowledgeable as they think they are.
All right, where the hell are we? Oh, we're at BJ's. We're gonna have lunch here. We collected about 35 gallons worth of trash. Might be off by a little bit, but that bag was about to bust.
Yeah, it was pretty full.
Yeah, and then like he was just saying,
Inspired a couple other people.
right, that might not normally be inspired to do that. These people might be the ones normally throwing crap on the ground. But yeah, we got a spray can and a spray paint bottle and
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that was being used for because I don't think they were painting anything with it.
But he found it there. He made
Yes.
sure to let us know that he found it there. It was already there when he got there.
Yep, that's what happened.
Definitely not his.
Well, Tucker, dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been a really, really great interview.
Yeah, I had fun. I'm glad you invited me. It was a good time.
Yeah, maybe in a few years we'll do it again and see where you're at.
All right.
Yeah.
I'd be glad to.
All right, we're gonna go eat.